Hello again, punters, and welcome back to another episode of The Snapshot. I'm Ryan Cook. Tom Rockliff joins me like he does every single week. Tommy, we spoke about the Brownlow last week, but I'm going to throw this one to you because you've come up with a bit of a market mover from the Lions game over the weekend. Enlighten me on the value here, mate.
Yeah, I think the value might be Huey McCluggage. I know he had a big one on the weekend and everyone's going, oh, Brownlow, but 101 into 41 on the Neds, and he's polled really well in the past. So I don't think Lockie's playing as well. Lockie Neal to take votes off him. He's probably been the standout player for him every week, and I think there'll be a few games where he polls three, even potentially. I think it may have even been the Q Clash when Will Ashcroft won the medal. I think he might get three that night. So I think McCluggage just flying under the radar, and he's still good value at 41. I would have loved a little dabble at 101 before the weekend. Obviously, he had the 41 on Thursday night, so he definitely gets the 3 votes there. He was incredible. 12 score involvements. Definitely gets the 3 on Thursday night.
Tell you what, if this somehow gets up come Brownlow night, geez, this would be a tough tip to top in terms of this would be one of your best.
Yeah, well, the other one, which was my best, was the 50 plus. I thought at quarter time of the Geelong West Coast game, Basilenko, he was every chance 15 at quarter time. Get in line. So there's a bit of value floating around, and I know we're not going that well on the multis, but we're a chance for these outsiders.
Yeah, look, and speaking of Basilenko, now the $3.50 favourite in the Brownlow betting, so he's on top of Nick Dacos, so that's one to watch. Let's quickly pivot to the Coleman medal. Jezza Cameron, fill up in front of the goals on Sunday, $2.80 favourite now. Jesse Hogan, a very rare goalless game, he's $6, and then Ben King, $4.50. Who are you still siding with here? Are you still with Hogan?
Oh, I think Jezza, isn't it? Like he had a quiet game, and that's going to sound stupid. He had a quiet game against West Coast. He'd had one goal with about 10 minutes to go, and then he kicks 4 in a heartbeat. And I think the way he plays, he can do that. He can score really quickly, and they look for him inside 50. His ability to hit the scoreboard, Geelong, we know, are going to be right up there. So, I mean, Hogan, he's going to feature in our multi this week, so I think he might have a fill-up, but potentially I think Cameron is going to be hard to beat. If he plays enough games, he's hard to stop. He has the ability to kick 10 in a game. We've seen that in the past.
And the other name that's firmed significantly is Jamie Elliott into $13 after kicking, what did he have, 5 or 6 against Hawthorn? I don't know what the Hawks were doing defensively on Friday night, but handy game for Jamie, and that's probably the shortest he's been in a Coleman betting for a long time as well. Let's look to the bottom of the ladder, mate. The Sydney Swans, we put the red pen through them a couple of weeks ago. Still $4.50 to finish bottom 4. Do you think this is value?
Oh, gee, bottom 4. I think they'll rebound somewhat, but they're on track to finish bottom 4 after that performance on the weekend. I think they'll get some of their good players back, so they'll win a few on the way home. So I think Papley comes back in, Goulden comes back in as well. So they will be hard to that's very good value or a very good price, but I wouldn't be jumping on Swans to finish bottom 4. They definitely missed the 8, but I think they're better than a few teams around them. I think they're better than Carlton, Essendon, St Kilda, Port Adelaide, Richmond North and West Coast. So
wow, St Kilda's in the mix there. I'm interested to hear that.
I think St Kilda still. I mean, they had a good win on the weekend, but Melbourne probably should have won that game. They keep 115 in the second half or even more. So they probably did well to hold on to that one. But yeah, I think the Swans, who knows what's going on there? I mean, they had a 6 a.m. session on Sunday morning.
At the beach.
At the beach. I don't know if it works. Maybe it does. But yeah, they need a reset and reset really quickly.
We'll see if the chilly morning at the Sydney beaches has done the trick. Let's look ahead to Thursday night. Hawks taking on the Dogs. I don't know about you, but I feel like this is sort of a bit of a line in the sand kind of game for both of these teams. The Dogs looked like they were tracking to a top 4 spot, but now I'm not so sure. Hawthorn, completely different story. A really tough loss against Collingwood last Friday night. The Hawks have won the last 3 encounters against the Dogs. Jai Newcomb averaging 30 touches, so punters, get on him for some disposal markets. But which way are you leaning in this one?
Lean towards the Dogs just on recent form. I think their percentage is so strong still. I mean, they've coughed up a couple of games that they would have liked to have won early in the season, but Hawthorn, they're no good against quality opposition at the moment. So until we see evidence of that, it's hard to select them. That they haven't performed well against the top 5 or 6 teams in the competition. Port Adelaide sort of found them out big time, and I think it's given everyone the blueprint. Since then, against those better quality oppositions, that they haven't performed. And I think the Dogs are a good team when they're up and going. They get Treloar back this week. They're going to be hard to stop. Thursday night, it should be a ripper. But yeah, I'm leaning towards the Dogs.
Yeah, I made fun of you for most of the year for saying the Hawks won't make the 8, and now it's flipped around. You're looking pretty good.
Are we almost putting a line through the Hawks?
Yeah, I think we're pretty close. I'm worried myself now. So.
Well, I don't think they definitely can't win it. There you go. They can't win it. They probably play finals, but they're not the team that they look like they were in the back half of last year.
Yeah, I think the mouth guards are out at training as well for the Hawks this week. Let's get to the multi. Last week we only got one leg, and that was Josh Rochelle to kick 2+ goals. I had the Hawks to cover, no good. You had the Suns to cover and GWS to cover. This week, we're going back to the basics. I like it a lot here.
We're going back to the basics. We have to. We're recording on Tuesday, so we've got a few players' markets open. So that's my bread and butter, and I'm going back to the well, as I always do. I normally go the Bont. I'm going to put him in for a couple of goals. So he's not having as big disposal counts this year, but he's certainly still impacting the scoreboard. I'll go him 2+. And then we're going to fast forward to the Giants. I don't think Port Adelaide's defence is that strong, and Jesse Hogan, as we just touched on, coming off a goalless game, I'm going to take him for 3+ in that game. I think he'll hit the scoreboard and hit it pretty strong. Yeah,
Hogan's short for 3+. You're getting about $1.98, which is, you normally get around $2.50 in that market, but we'll take it. I'm going to take Richmond just to beat the Sydney Swans at the MCG. I thought the Tigers played 3 pretty good quarters against the Giants last week, and that's a performance they can build on for sure. And then the Gold Coast Suns plus 17.5 at the Cattery. Geelong on a quick backup from the Perth trip. I think that's a good line for the Gold Coast Suns there. So we got Bont 2+, Richmond to win, Suns to cover, Jesse Hogan 3+, $22.85.
Oh, there is a lot of juice about that. I like it. I'm nervous about the Richmond one, but I like it. I'm on board.
Fingers crossed, mate.
Fingers crossed.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website